What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today we are going to be talking the Remington 870 because it's one of my favorite shotguns. If you guys notice here, I have a few, and yeah, I just figured we could talk about this. Yesterday, I actually talked about my very first shotgun, which was an 870. It was this one right here, and I was like, you know what, it's been a minute since I've had them all out of the safe, so I figured we could talk about them today. So the Remington 870 is one of the most iconic shotguns ever made. I mean, there's a bunch of them now, right? Like you have Mossberg, you have Benelli, you have Winchester, you have a bunch of shotguns. But I think two of the main shotguns that people decide between in today's age is either the Remington 870 or the Mossberg. And it's both the Mossberg 500 or the 590, but realistically it's the 500, which is the less expensive model. So if you guys are wondering what I like them both. I actually have a Mossberg 500 next to my bed. The reason why I have that one next to my bed is it's the 500 ATI Scorpion edition. So it's got some cool furniture on there, shoots good. I have a red dot and a light on there. It's got a side saddle. All my 870s are kind of basic and stock, but they're still great shotguns. I still shoot them. And yeah, that's my only reasoning for it. I like both features in their own way. They operate slightly differently, but I think they're both amazing shotguns. So the 870, again, was my very first shotgun, and it was this one right here. And we used to get police trade-in lots of these all the time, and I bought just a couple from the police trade-in lots. I bought this one, it was under 200 bucks, and then I bought this one right here, and this one was about $200. And what's cool is me and my dad actually have the same ones. So this came also in a lot of 10. Let me put this one back. This one came in a lot of 10 as well. I have number 5, and I think my dad has number 7. At the time, we would have just picked whatever the cleaner ones was. But yeah, me and my dad each have one of these, which is cool. It's an 870 Magnum, and it's got iron sights on here. Every department shotgun has something like, I guess, engraved or numbered on it. So mine is number 5 on here, which I like. But then on this side, it looks like they did it with a nail. It says BBD pound sign or number, and then 850,005. So yeah, it looks like they did it with a nail. It's not clean at all, but it's legible. And this one also has an engraving on there. It just says 3021. But they did it kind of so janky back in the day. It literally just looks like they scratched it into the receiver with a nail. But I'm not complaining. They're both awesome shotguns. Again, these were, I mean, I think this one was about 200 bucks and this one was about 150 to 175. But they're both cool. So this one is a 3-inch Magnum shotgun. This one is only 2 3/4 inch. This one's a Wingmaster. This is a Magnum. And it's also got iron sights. It's got the extended tube. I think this is a full 7+1. The two main 870s that I shoot, I guess the 3, because I shoot this black one the most, and then I shoot my Sero the most, and then I would say this one probably the 3rd most right now. All the other ones I actually haven't shot yet. I've kind of just been collecting them, because I mean they're all going to shoot the same. They're all stock shotguns. I like collecting stuff too, and I think they look super cool. One thing you'll notice with all of these is they're older 870s. They're not the modern production ones. As far as quality goes, I still think the modern production ones are nice. They just don't seem like the same as these ones. Like the fit and finish on these old shotguns is very like cool to me and nostalgic. Like this is like an actual like bluing on here, where modern shotguns it's like a Parkerized. I don't even know if like it's actually Parkerized nowadays, but it's just not the same finish. So I really like this. Also, pricing on like brand new shotguns is pretty expensive. At some point I'll probably buy a used one, because the used market on these right now is pretty, I'd say it's pretty soft. Like you can get a shotgun like this for about 300 bucks right now, which is still good considering I bought this like 6 years ago for 200 bucks. So they are out there, guys. Condition's gonna kind of vary, but yeah, very cool shotguns. And I've put a lot of rounds through this one. We also have the sleeping Harley right here, so I'm not gonna bug her too much. I like it when she just stays on the couch when I'm getting ready for a YouTube video. I just try to work around her. But yeah, so this is a Wingmaster. These are, all 4 of these are Wingmasters. This one and that one are both 2 3/4 inch. This one's a lot cleaner, and I mean, it's clean, but it's still got some wear on it. I think what happened was this one, like it's got a lot of like, I guess, water damage right here. So like on the stock right here, it's got some light surface pitting right here. And then same thing kind of going up. I think it was laid against something and it got wet, or maybe in a case. But this side is just like pristine and it's beautiful. It's a Wingmaster, which is kind of like their earlier production one. So I actually wrote down some notes because I didn't know this. The 870 was originally produced in 1950. It was their 4th major design change on their pump action shotguns. But again, it was designed 1950. By 1973, they had 2 million sold. So 2 million Remington 870s were sold by 1973. So that's 23 years. And then you add on another 10 years, and it got the world record for best-selling shotgun at 3 million sold by 1983. And then between 83 and 96, they sold over 7 million. And They also added the Express line, which they said the Express line was a little bit less expensive than their Wingmaster line. So by 96, they sold over 7 million. And then it's kind of weird because between 1996 and 2009, they only sold another 3 million. Because on April 13th of 2009, they produced their 10 millionth 870, which is cool. Like, that's still awesome. But the fact that between, 83 and 96, they sold 4 million, and between 96 to 09, they only sold 3 more million. So, I don't know if that's like a fault, right? Like, it could be good, it could be bad, but I mean, that sounds like some drastically lower numbers. And I think a lot of companies fall into this, right? Like, the quality of today's shotguns does not seem to be the same as the old ones. So I think you could still buy like high-end shotguns nowadays, but they're a lot more expensive. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're selling millions at this point. But still, again, cool shotguns. I like the old ones. If you can source an old one, which they made over 11 million shotguns to this day, so you could definitely find one. But yeah, I think they're very cool. They shoot nice. I don't have experience shooting the modern ones, just the old ones, so I'm going to be limited on that. But my experience shooting is this police trade-in and this police trade-in right here. I haven't even shot this one, which I'll talk about that in a sec. This is one of my recent pickups. This one's kind of interesting because it looks like it was refinished in a couple different ways. So it's got like a bluing on the receiver, but it's not the same like I guess high polish blue that the other one has. And then the barrel is parkerized, so it's not the same tone on these. And then the wood looks very dark and different compared to all the other ones. But I mean, it still looks beautiful. It looks like it's got some wear up here, but that's just like, it's the parkerized, like you touch it and it like kind of changes color. So I need to like oil that and clean it. But I'd like to shoot this one because this one looks really nice. So eventually I'll shoot them all. It's just once you shoot one, they all kind of shoot the same. So action-wise, they all feel pretty good. It could use some oil, but I just bought it and haven't shot it yet. But yeah, that one's kind of cool. It's also got iron sights. It's still a Wingmaster. Barrel-wise, I think most of these barrels are about, like I think these ones are 18.5 inches. I think this one is, it's about the same. So they're going to be about 18 or 20 inches. 18 is the shortest you can go on a shoulder-fired shotgun. This one is rated up for up to 3-inch, which is cool. And I do like the iron sights. The iron sights on that one are pretty nice, and I assume it's nice on this one too. And then the last one I have on this side is just another Wingmaster. This one's beautiful. It's got like checkering on the wood. Other ones are all just kind of smooth. So I think this would have been factory wood. I mean, they do different grades of everything, and they've made tons of models of 870s, and all of mine are 12 gauge. They made them in a variety of calibers, but yeah, I don't have any 20 or any other gauges. This one's also pretty clean. Iron sights. I like the checkering on it. It's got the little rubber pad on the back, so it's going to shoot pretty nice. The finish on this one's probably the best finish I have. It's only rated for 2 3/4 inch. It's not rated for 3-inch, but yeah, still a beautiful shotgun, and I like it. So I will show you guys this little one right here, which if you guys watch the channel long term, you've probably seen this. This one honestly gets shot the most because it's pretty fun. This is both a Remington, but it's also a Sero. So Sero Firearms took 870s, Mossbergs, and I think Maverick 88s and stuff, and they chopped them down and made AOWs. So this is a factory Sero Super Shorty, but they took a Remington 870 and did this. It's built on an Express Magnum receiver. It's chambered for 3-inch shells, and it's pretty sick. It's a $5 tax stamp for this because it doesn't have a stock. If I were to put a stock on this, it'd be a $200 tax stamp. But I really like it like this. It's a 6.5-inch 12-gauge barrel, which is insane. It's got this cool vertical grip that's welded on. It's got a spring in there that kind of holds it up, so when you fold it down, it's just low profile. You could still pump it like this, but it's not ideal because it's gonna like rub your receiver unless you really are cautious with how you pump it. But if you push it down, it would rub. But with this, all you do is pull it down and then it locks in place, and it's not going anywhere. It's pretty solid. And I mean, other than that, it's just a normal 870. I think the only work they do is they chop your barrel, they move your tube ring further down, and then they build you this vertical grip. Now, the one issue I had was when I first got this, the very first range day out, I maybe shot like 50 to 100 rounds through it. I don't remember exactly, but it was mostly 2 3/4-inch bird shot. We did shoot some buckshot and some 3-inch shells, just not a lot. And what happened was, and this video is on my YouTube channel from like years ago, the ring broke off from the barrel, so the weld snapped off, and it sucked because I waited like 2 years to get this thing because it is an NFA item, and that sucked. But Sero got it fixed in about 2 months for me. So since then, I haven't had any issues, and I haven't shot too many 3-inch Magnums through it, but I have shot 3-inch Magnums, and it's held up just fine. So as far as I know, they'll still warranty them because they're still in business. They're just not currently producing them. I don't know the exact reason why. Maybe because the modern 870s are not built like the old ones. So this is an old 870. Again, it's an Express Magnum. So it says all the standard Remington stuff on this side, but then on this side it says Super Shorty, Sero Firearms, Tampa, Florida. So yeah, I really like this. This is my backpack shotgun, and it's very small. I have my HK SP5 sling on here because it actually puts it in the perfect spot. I did a video where I had this thing belt mounted because I just put a high power magnet on my battle belt and it stuck to it perfectly. So it's like an attachment, like from a video game, which worked out great. So yeah, I really like this one. I definitely shoot this one the most out of all of them, but it's got a lot more power than the other ones. The last one I have here is pretty sweet. I haven't shot it either, but eventually I will, guys. I actually have been collecting a bunch of Marine Magnum shotguns, so I want to do a video where I shoot all the Marine Magnum shotguns. But this one specifically is a Remington 870 Marine Magnum. So it's a Parkerized nickel coating on here, and it's just to make it like water resistant. You won't have any corrosion, rust, anything like that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just the coating. I think they do like the coating on the inside, like all the parts are like nickel coated. So very nice. It's got like a slight texture to it because it's like a Parkerized nickel. They've done different variations of this, but I don't know the exact year on this one. I don't know. I haven't dated any of my shotguns. I think you can do it based off of letters on the barrel. I just haven't looked into it on mine. So at some point, I'd probably go through and just date all my shotguns if I can. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's also a beautiful shotgun. What's crazy is years ago, these were only selling for like $300-400 used, so I bought it at that time. I think right now, if you were to look for one, it would sell for like $800+. So I know they're ridiculously expensive right now. Another crazy thing is 870s were so common and so cheap years ago, but then COVID happened, and I don't remember the exact time frame that everything happened. So I think we had COVID, but then Remington went bankrupt or stopped producing stuff for a while. So when they weren't producing the Remington 870, there were basic shotguns selling for $800. And at that time, I think I had like maybe 3 or 4, but I just wasn't ready to sell them. Even though I would have like tripled my money on a bunch of them, I just couldn't. I was like, I really like the old 870s. I mean, you guys see this, like they look so clean. So I couldn't bring myself to sell any of them, but they ended up going back down in price. These ones are really high right now still, but those ones have calmed down. But those were selling for like $800. It was a combination of COVID and Remington not producing shotguns. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. And it's a lot of 870s. It's what, 7 here? So yeah, I do like my 870s, but I am not too picky. I also have Mossberg. I also like my Benelli M4. I do have an Ithaca 37, which is a slamfire shotgun, which is pretty sweet. I haven't shot that one yet either. I have one Winchester, and then I feel like there's another one. Oh, I want to get a Beretta at some point. And other than that, I mean, there's not too many modern shotguns that interest me. There's a lot of Turkish ones coming into the country. We have a lot of Chinese shotguns, and yeah, I mean, I really like kind of just the American shotguns or the Italian shotguns, the Beretta or the Benelli. Ooh, an FN would be sweet. They made an FN SLP, which is a pump action shotgun with AR furniture. We used to get those pretty often for like $400 or $500, but I haven't seen one in years, so I need to get one of those. But 870 is awesome, guys. I do think the modern ones are still good shotguns. Like I have no complaints about them other than they don't look as nice as some of these older ones. So if you're looking for a good shotgun, I do like the 870. Mossberg is also good too, though. So between the two, it's like Chevy versus Ford, but I like them both. I've owned Chevy and Ford, so it's kind of all the same to me. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will do videos on these shotguns, and then probably when it cools down, most likely. But I'll also do a video on just the Marine Magnum shotguns because I think that could be a cool video. But yeah, stay tuned for my next video.